guys take, and especially considering how the first 4 games have gone to do so well the last 2?
I would take a lot of pride in it. I mean, that whole bye week gave us a chance just to like go over the basics and just work on the things we needed to work on. So I mean, getting the fundamentals right. So it was good.
What has Bedell brought as a coach that you like as a vet, and what do you notice from him?
He brings a lot of fire to his coaching style. I mean, he's like the loudest person. If you guys come out to a practice, he's the first person you guys hear. I mean, he's a great coach, and I mean, he's fun to be around. So it's awesome.
Some of the coaches were saying yesterday that you guys seem to have found that toughness and stuff like that. I mean, do you feel that's true? That's fair to say. That's something that it took time to find.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, how we were rotating in, we had 5 different groups, I think, of like offensive linemen. So getting to that rhythm and just getting ready to play physical and things of that nature. I mean, it's important. I mean, rhythm is the most important part, like of playing offensive line, playing offense in general. So, yeah.
You guys obviously have such high expectations for yourself. How tough was the first couple weeks to be struggling and have the criticism from fans or whoever else? How tough was that? Probably not used to that very much.
It's always tough, but I mean, like we know. I mean, like if something bad happens, we're going to be the first ones blamed, and if something good happens, like we're not acknowledged at all. So as an offensive line, like we know better.
Well, how would you explain the difference, from the first couple weeks to the last couple weeks?
Honestly, just getting into that rhythm and just playing more physical. I mean, that's been like the most important thing that I've seen. So.
I mean, it sounds easy playing physical. I mean, how do you why wasn't it physical the first couple weeks? I mean, how do you flip the switch like that?
I think it was just like how I said, we have 5 different combinations, and just that, and like it's a young group, so I mean, getting everything down as far as technique and things of that nature. I mean, you have to get that dialed in before you start playing physical. So.
What role do you kind of maybe play in this? I mean, I noticed that before the San Diego State game, I don't know what was going on inside that little huddle between you and the offensive lineman, but you were the guy kind of leading it.
I mean, honestly, I was trying to get the guys hyped up. I mean, like me personally, I mean, it was a homecoming game. All my family was there, and I mean, I take a big pride in that. Just like helping out the offensive line and getting us fired up before a game. So yeah.
Do you usually do that, or was that something you just kind of took the bull by the horns that game?
I think I did it the week before for BYU too, but I mean, I think it's like the second week I've done it. But it's just trying to get the guys hyped up and fired up.
So you can do it every week.
I'm guessing you're going to do it again this week then?
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
With the coaches have kind of said, it seems like maybe that's kind of the offense's identity now, is being that physical sort of team. You're going to try to establish the run. Have you guys? Is that something that you guys are trying to foster? And it seems like it has the last 2 weeks.
I think so. I mean, like Boise State, we've always been like a run-first team. So like the whole thing is establishing that run game, playing as physical as we can, letting teams know that like we're going to try to run the ball on you. And like we're going to go as hard as we can, so I mean that's important for us.
Stood out to you about what Alexander did?
It was awesome. I loved it. I mean, he was running his heart out. I love watching him run the ball, so it was awesome.
As offensive lineman, how much do you feed off that physicality that Alexander brings?
You feed off it a lot. I mean, you see him try to run somebody over, it gets you ready to try to bury somebody for the next play, so it's awesome.
Kind of common sense, but I mean, how much does it help the offense when you do have a good running game and you chew the clock and pick up 3rd and 1s and stuff? These last 2 weeks, obviously, you've done that. How big is that moving forward?
I mean, it's very big. I mean, especially going into like league play. I mean, establishing the run it's very important. I mean, it gives us opportunity to throw it downfield, and I mean, it makes us not one-dimensional, so it's great.
Do you feel like you guys have given yourselves a better chance of like converting these opportunities too? Because over the first few games of the season, it just seemed like you guys ran a lot of like 2nd and longs and 3rd and longs, and now all of a sudden you're in these manageable 3rd and 2s and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it makes it more manageable for us. I mean, if we could run the ball and get 4 yards the first play and 4 yards another play over 3rd and 2, it makes it more manageable. I mean, defenses don't know what we're going to do, whether we're going to run it or pass it. So, I mean, it gives us a better opportunity to get the first down.
We're asking Jake about, you guys have obviously been huddling this year and stuff like that, and I'm just kind of curious how that change of pace maybe affects you guys.
I don't think it changes a whole lot. I mean, if anything, because, I mean, we still go fast. So, I mean, getting in a huddle just gives us a chance to, like, talk through everything and just figure out what we're going to do before the play and things of that nature. So,
what stands out to you about Wyoming?
They're fast. I mean, they're fast. They got a lot of good D linemen. They bring a lot of blitzes. I mean, they're a good team. So, it'll be a fun game.
When you get the chance to play them again after last year, I know a lot of the fans didn't love the dance after the safety. I don't know if that's something that you guys have thought of or bothered you guys, but
I mean, honestly, I haven't even thought about it at all. I mean, before this week, all I think about was San Diego State. So, I mean, now that we're on the Wyoming, it's time to go. So
I mean, getting the shot to play them again after losing last season, and it's a Mountain Division game, which has obviously been the thing that's kind of evaded you guys the last 2 years.
I mean, honestly, it's a big game, and we're trying to win our conference this year. I mean, as we do every year, but yeah, I mean, it's a big game for us.
I know you guys always say, one game at a time, that kind of thing, but when you look at last year, and it did come down to a tiebreaker, and they beat you, and that's why they got it instead of you. I mean, does that really put that importance on every single game from here on out?
I mean, yeah, like we said, sorry. I mean, once we get in the league play, I mean, it's all about getting 1-0. Because I mean, every game you play, it determines whether you're gonna get to the Mountain West Championship or not. So, yeah.
How big of a deal is that to you guys this year, and getting back to winning that title like you did your freshman year?
Honestly, it's very important. Like I said, or like you said, we haven't been there since my freshman year. I mean, I want to get back there before I leave here. So, that'd be pretty awesome.
Is it excited to finally be back home? It's been almost a month since you played.
Yeah,
so
it's been a long time.
You don't got too many. You personally don't have too many of these more.
Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty excited. Hopefully, we have a packed crowd out here. I know Elliott was trying to work hard to get people to fill up the stand, so hopefully it's packed out and loud for the game against Wyoming.
What's the difference out there for the offensive line, and specifically for you when Cozart or Rippin's on the field? What's the difference between those two?
Honestly, I don't feel much of a dynamic between the two. I mean, like, it's both the same. I mean, they call the plays and we just operate, so it's not really much of a difference for us.